Hi, you are floating in space, pretty cool, huh? But the rest of the Astro Express crew, you travel through planes. How did this happen? Before we can start, I had this idea long ago, but someone made it before me, so special thanks to them. And I just want to make it clear because I have completely different ideas and ways to do this. And also, my next video is gonna be an Ungatchip game video, and I wanted you guys to tell me if you are happy with that. So anyways, back to the video. Like 1 billion years from now, there was nothing but the imaginary tree and the sea of Quanta. So the tree drinks from the water, so the sea makes more water, so that it drowns the tree, and the tree drinks faster, so the sea made even more water, and the tree has to drink even faster, so the sea also has to make even more water. And there is so much water the tree needs to grow it faster. Okay, this is kind of confusing. Wait, what's that? That's a leaf, or I guess a world. And when it falls into the sea of Quanta, it becomes a bubble world, which is what Honkai Star Rail is. Hey, over here. Wait, what's that? There are some things alive on the planet. There are both Enna and Ho, who ascended to Aeon. But what the heck is an Aeon? Aeons are strong beings that can give people more power. So Nous was created by Xander, who didn't expect for them to be an Aeon, and he regretted ever making them. Then he made 9 copies of himself, and one of them as Lygus. At some point, someone wanted to explore the universe, thus writing Evkivili, the Aeon of Trailblaze. And there is someone who climbed the imaginary tree and saw a kid falling into the void, so as he could beg, he laughed. And because of that, they ascended to the Aeon of Elation. Oh wait, who's this? This is the Aeon of Propagation. Ziran, Tower Ziran, Ziran, who likes to multiply over the world. You can make a dome. So much that it started the swarm disaster. It was so bad, Aha had to lock in. And in the fight, Enna got consumed by Shippa, and Ouroboros ate themselves to death. And the Arden cavalry were created because of the swarm disaster. But guess what? New arrival, Lan, who ascended to the end of the hunt in the 1700 star calendar, but there are some records that say they ascended in around the 3000s. Then some guy thought it was a good idea to make this robot called Robot 1, who is flawed but still shows fights against organic, and then it started the Mechanical Emperor's War. Then around the 3200s, Volkai Kakamon killed Robot 1, and an unnamed human was able to recreate Robot 1 and called it Robot 2. I know, crazy, right? So that Robot 1 created another anti-organic equation, which was the reason the first Mechanical Emperor's War began in the first place, and they started a second one, but weaker this time. And Volkai Kakamon killed him again. Before his defeat, he created a knowledge singularity, which happened by stepping beyond the circle of knowledge, and that is a concept that compares an individual's knowledge to a circle. Before his defeat, Robot 2 also created scepters for Nous to use for more knowledge, and they were like, can you get the heck out of here? Will you get out of here if you prove to me your intelligence? Okay, thanks. And those scepters created a planet to prove them wrong that is now Amphorius, which is built out of a scepter. Delta ME13 or Iron 2, Lygus or Xander used them to keep information, or I guess you could say as a headless giant. 15 years before we wake up, Himiko joins as a supplicant of that year's Ventus Moon Games. In the same year, the Herald of Death entered Graphia Academy and killed a total of 146 people. After 10 years, he was executed, and she departs with the Astro Express. Will join the Astro Express after reaching the Honkai Star Rail universe from the Honkai Impact 3rd dimension, because they are apparently the same character. Danheng joined the Express crew to escape from his past, and after saving a ship that the Express was traveling to, Himiko invited him. As for March 7th, she was rescued by its crew from a block of 6-phase ice. Now, in the present, Kafka put the Stellaron inside a pod, and both March and Danheng invited you to the Astral Express, and your first planet to explore was Jarilosei. A long time ago, there were so much mobs that Jarilosei people wanted to use Stellaron to defeat all of them, but so now it's basically like Canada now. And in the actual story we kill off Kukulia and lie to all of Belbag about Kukulia's death. So yeah, that's definitely a hero's way to do it. The next place, Lilo, who is kind of basic. The Eon of the Abundance Yasha gave what the Xianzhou people wanted, is immortality, but eventually they turned into monsters anyway, so those people stopped following the abundance instead and following the hunt, whose only goal is defeating the abundance, and it's the whole thing that we do in the story as well. Now, Penacony, the miners in that place mined so much that they found a memoria that they eventually use it for business by putting people in a dream where they can do basically everything, and the story Sunday tries to help the people in Penacony in a dream that they live happily in, but he does so in a bad way, and we had to defeat him to convince him that it's not any solution to help Penacony's people. And finally, Amphorius. So as I said, Scepters created it for noise, and to do that, they created a bunch of people and places out of Rupert's memories, and it loops infinitely. Lygus had a big plan to destroy News by using Iron Tomb, so by the time they reach 33 million loops, they can destroy most of the universe, and the flame chase only started at around the 20th millicycle, and that's where we are in the story. So with less than 1% to Iron Tomb actualizing, we helped the Crisis Heirs to get all core flames, but what's that? Core flames are the birthplaces of the Titan, with each role corresponding to it, and they are put in the vortex of Genesis. Sayane uses her remembers power so that each time the cycle ends, it goes back in time, so the Iroton doesn't reach full completion, but it comes with the price of having to stay in this place while Fun is just suffering down there, but also he's the Flame Reaper, and they are the reason why we keep losing people all over the place. In the heart of Amphorius, there lived the secret 13th Titan, Demiurge, who got destroyed by Lygus, but in each cycle, Carnini tells stories to this Demiurge till 33 million cycles, and they became adult Cyrene. The cycle before Anatom is finished, Glen Trailblazers arrived to Amphorius, and because they can change the entire fate of Amphorius, were able to beat Anatom, but to prevent their resurgence, Cyrene voluntarily stepped into the past using all her strength to ensure the story of Amphorius completed cycles in the past. There are also a lot that I missed, especially in 3.1, 3.5, 3.6, but I think this overall a good summary with some fun moments in it. Anyways, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. Now, as always, goodbye. Actual the event the Eon of and lie to all will you get the heck out of here will you get the heck out of here if you prove me? And there's so much water, there's the imaginary tree and the sea of the tree drinks the water, so the sea. Then he made 9 copies of himself. Then he made 9 copies of himself. Then around this